Hello everyone and welcome back to a new French lesson where we are going to build a complicated sentence together. We are going to start with a basic sentence and end with a complicated sentence. You asked for more French tenses to practice your French conjugation, so we will also change the verb of the final sentence to 9 other tenses. So 10 in total. Before we start, don't forget your free PDF to keep and review. The link is in the description box. And finally, this is already my last lesson of the year on this channel. I am going to take 2 weeks off because I need it, but I will be back in January with plenty of lessons, a new French-speaking workshop, my free updated self-study guide, including a 3-month planner and a free little French language challenge for you for January. All that is coming in January. So let's start. The basic sentence that we are starting with today is on a le temps. On a le temps. We have time. So basic sentence, it's made out of a subject pronoun, a verb, an article, and a noun. You can see the sentence description at the bottom. I am not going to say it every time because it just takes too much time, but every time you will be able to see what has been added in color right here at the bottom. The second step is to add a preposition and an infinitive verb. We have time to do something, same as in English, okay? So here we are going to add de, on a le temps de, and after the preposition de, the verb is always infinitive, so no conjugation needed. Very easy. Obviously, we don't have sentences with just infinitive verb, so we are going to add visiter. Technically, visiter quelque chose, because in French we will not end the sentence with just visiter. We need to add a direct object to it. So to visit something, quelque chose, okay? On a le temps de visiter quelque chose. Now we are going to describe the direct object. The quelque chose is going to be replaced by les musées. On a le temps de visiter les musées. Then we are going to add an adjective to describe how many museums. And in this case, it's going to be tout. On a le temps de visiter tous les musées. Tous les musées. On a le temps de visiter tous les musées. We can also add a reference of time. On a le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. Aujourd'hui. On a le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. Last step for this complicated sentence, we are going to add a negation. Okay, so negation is always around the verb in French. So, on n'a pas le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. On n'a pas le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. Okay, so an apostrophe before a and then pas after pas. So this sentence was built with the present tense. Now we are going to have 9 more tenses, starting with passé composé. So the use of passé composé, which is a tense of the past, implies that the day is done and you had time to visit all the museums. On a eu le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. On a eu le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. Now, if we turn this into a negative sentence, we have on n'a pas eu le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. On n'a pas eu le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. Here the negation is going to be around the auxiliary. When the tense is made out of 2 verbs, so here auxiliary and avoir, it's going auxiliary and then the past participle of avoir. the negation is going to be around the auxiliary. This is always the case for tenses made out of two, so compound tenses. Now, if we use the imparfait. The imparfait is also a tense of the past in French, and it implies that it's something that happened regularly in the past. So here we have to remove the reference of time, because it's something that happened all the time. Okay? Let's see. On avait le temps de visiter tous les musées. On avait le temps de visiter tous les musées. So we know that it's something that happened in the past, but it's not a one-time thing. It's something that happened regularly, so we don't have to add a reference of time or anything. Here is the imparfait, so the big picture. Okay? In negation now, on n'avait pas le temps de visiter tous les musées. On n'avait pas le temps de visiter tous les musées. We just saw the past, now we are going to see the future. And we start with le futur simple. It implies that this will happen in the future, and here I added demain as a reference of time, tomorrow. On aura le temps de visiter tous les musées demain. On aura le temps de visiter tous les musées demain. On n'aura pas le temps de visiter tous les musées demain. On n'aura pas le temps de visiter tous les musées demain. We have another tense for the future in French. It's called futur proche, near future. It implies that this will happen in a near future. In this case, we are going to do it for later today. So the near future is made of the verb aller in the present tense, followed by the infinitive of the verb. So, on va avoir le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. On va avoir le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. On ne va pas avoir le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. On ne va pas avoir le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. Now we are going to say the imperative. The use of imperative implies that it is not something that the person is willing to discuss with others. So it's an order. Visitons tous les musées aujourd'hui. Visitons tous les musées aujourd'hui. Ne visitons pas tous les musées aujourd'hui. Ne visitons pas tous les musées aujourd'hui. Now we have quite a longer sentence. That is because we are going to use the conditionnel présent and the imparfait in the second part of the sentence. This means that it's something that we could do if something was happening. Okay? In this case, I added a condition, like I said. The statement is happening at the same time as the little trip they're taking. On aurait le temps de visiter tous les musées si nous restions quelques jours de plus. On aurait le temps de visiter tous les musées si nous restions quelques jours de plus. I didn't do this one in negative because it would not make too much sense in negative. We wouldn't have the time if, I don't know, so I didn't do it in the negation. But I did it in the conditionnel passé with plus-que-parfait in this one. So in this case I also added a condition. This statement is being said after the trip, long after the trip. On aurait eu le temps de visiter tous les musées si nous nous étions levés plus tôt. On aurait eu le temps de visiter tous les musées si nous nous étions levés plus tôt. And I kept the best for the last two. We are going to see subjonctif présent and subjonctif passé. I had to modify the sentence a little bit because the subjunctive happened after a very specific group of words. So in this case, I'm going to use c'est bien que, c'est dommage que. In this case, we said on the same day of the visit at the museum. C'est bien qu'on ait le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. C'est bien qu'on ait le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. I have a complete lesson about the subjunctive. If you're interested, I will also link it in the description box. That was for the positive sentence. Now if we look at the negative, we are going to use c'est dommage que, it's a shame that. C'est dommage qu'on n'ait pas le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. C'est dommage qu'on n'ait pas le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. Now the same but with subjonctif passé. We are also going to use c'est bien que, c'est dommage que. Here we will use this at the end of the day. So once we are done with the visit, it can still be on the same day, but we have to be done with the visit. C'est bien qu'on ait eu le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. C'est bien qu'on ait eu le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. C'est dommage qu'on n'ait pas eu le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. C'est dommage qu'on n'ait pas eu le temps de visiter tous les musées aujourd'hui. And that's it. You just learned how to build a complicated sentence and change the verb into 10 different tenses. If you want me to make more videos like this one, just let me know in the comment section. I try to answer all my comments and emails every single day. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, it is the last lesson of the year. So I will see you in 2024. Thank you so much for following me this year, for supporting my little work with my books and workshop. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned a lot this year, and please take a little break as well for the holidays, and I will see you again in January 2024. So, see you next year. À l'année prochaine.